guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great week and we're feeling loved and blessed because that is exactly who you are. Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee and welcome to my channel. So today is a really relaxing and just very practical video, and when I mean very relaxing, like I got a blanket on, we're just chilling, we're just talking, we're just gonna have a conversation about God and how we can grow together as teenagers and whatever other age group is on here watching. So go grab a blanket, go grab a snack, get comfortable and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we're going to be discussing how to grow in confidence and how to grow in courage and strength as a Christian teenager. So first I'm going to start off with this scripture, which is Deuteronomy 31:6, and it says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." As Christian teens, I feel like a lot of us deal with loneliness and feeling lonely or becoming lonely. Rather, this is just a true feeling, or this is just a thought that we're having. Because like many times when I personally am feeling lonely, I'm usually not lonely. Like it's usually not true. It's usually just this thought that I'm having in my brain that's trying to make me feel down on myself and it tries to make me feel bad about myself, which isn't true. It's usually just a negative thought that tries to come to my mind to try to make me feel a certain way. But especially as Christian teens, many times we are singled out and we feel like certain people don't say certain things around us because we are followers of Jesus Christ. Excuse me. Personally, I have dealt with this, like feeling like I've been singled out and just feeling like I'm being put in this lonely state because people just don't want to talk to me about certain things. People don't want to quote unquote expose certain things to me. And I've learned that is usually out of people being respectful towards me. Really, it's usually out of respect of my beliefs, not necessarily because they're trying to single me out or they're trying to make me feel lonely. It's usually just because they're just trying to show respect towards me because of my beliefs. And Leviticus 20:26 says, "You shall be holy to me, for I the Lord am holy, and have separated you from peoples, that you should be mine." So many times as believers, like I said, we feel singled out, but we really feel singled out because God has separated us from this world and he has separated us out as people. Therefore, this means that we're not supposed to be exposed to the same thing that the person next to us being exposed to. We're not supposed to hear the same stuff. We're not supposed to be listening to the same stuff, because we just have to come to terms and trust that God will expose to us the things that we need to be exposed to at the specific times in our lives when he needs us to hear it. But really, the question is, how do we find courage in feeling like being called out by God is a weakness? Psalms 27:17 says, "Wait for and confidently expect the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for and confidently expect the Lord." This means that we have to always expect for God to intervene in our struggles. One thing that I jotted down in my notes is that many times we expect God to do something in our lives when we haven't built up the confidence in him for him to be able to do it. So here's an example. If we don't expect to do great things, then we won't do great things. If we don't expect for God to intervene, then God won't intervene. But, like I said again, we always want God to do something for us. when we haven't even built up the confidence that he will actually do it for us. A part of having courage and strength is building up the confidence that God will always provide for us. And this is hard because I feel like we as followers of Christ feel like we should already have a certain mindset and a certain perspective that we know God's going to provide, and that we know that he has everything that we need for us. When on the contrary, many times we just don't have that confidence in God, that we feel like he won't provide for us, when we really just have to change our perspectives. And this goes with the scripture, Josiah 1:9, and it says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for your Lord your God is with you wherever you go." So this is saying, like, so at the first part it says, have I not commanded you? Like, have I not told you this before? Like, be strong, be courageous, do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed, for I am your Lord your God, and I will be with you forever. No matter where you go, no matter what you go through, God will always be there to guide you, to guide your pathway. He always will be there. You just have to believe and trust in him. We have to believe and trust that God will always remain with us, but he will only remain in us and working through us if we let him. Because one thing about our God is that he gives us free will, right? So it's either we allow him to do certain things, and we allow him to intervene, and we allow him to be operating in our lives, or we don't. Ultimately, because if we don't let him, he won't. People in our world today they're running empty, y'all. And this is because they're putting their confidence in the wrong places. And when they put their confidence in the wrong places, they're not being exposed to the strength and the love that Jesus Christ provides for us as Christians. Ephesians 4:18 says, "They are darkened in their understanding, alienated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them due to their hardness of heart." Why God puts us in contact with people ultimately, especially when these are people that we are in relationships with. Because me personally, I am a believer, but I am in relationships with a lot of people who aren't believers of Jesus Christ. I believe that we gain more confidence as followers of Jesus Christ by acting out the attributes of a follower according to his word. And this is so important, because how do we know how to confidently live out our lives and how to take courage and take heart as followers of Christ if we're not reading his word? So if we're not reading his word and we're not understanding what it's saying to us, then we can't gain confidence. Then we can't have confidence in Jesus that he will provide for us and that he will intervene in our lives. This means that every day we have to die to our flesh and follow God's will for us. We have to have the strength to not fall back into our flesh. And this is really by daily taking the time to grow in strength and spiritually grow. Because I feel like strength we just don't gain strength. We have to take the time to grow. We have to take the time to grow in our strength, basically. Because here's an example. Because there's like many times when we know we have our strengths and we know we have our weaknesses, right? But many times we're so focused on our weaknesses that we forget to grow in our strengths. So when we are so focused on our weaknesses, we lose sight of the growth factor, basically. But it's really hard to die to our flesh daily, isn't it? And to follow God's will for us, because we're humans, and many times we will fall back into our flesh. But I'm just gonna keep trying to get into our heads here, is that we can only grow in strength, grow in confidence, and grow in courage if we dive into the Word and see what Jesus says about it, really. Because if we keep going back and not renewing our minds daily and not seeing what Jesus has to say about certain things, because I'm pretty sure that the Bible provides everything that we need and more abundantly, if we don't look into it, then we will never know. We will never know what God's true intent is in certain parts of our lives, and we'll end up just continuously falling short of the glory of God. And as believers, that's obviously something that we don't want to do. And I mean, obviously we're going to do it, but we wouldn't do our best to avoid it. So yeah, I hope that I like how this was a much just shorter, condensed video, because I feel like I feel like God spoke some really good points in this video. Just some things for us to think about, some things for us to think back on when we feel like we're low on strength and we feel like we're low on confidence. But the most important thing is that we remember what God says. Because just like Josiah 1:9 said, it was like, God was like, have I not commanded you? Like, have I not already told you to take courage, to take heart, and to find your strength in me? Because that is basically what God just wants for us to remember, that he's always there, and that we shouldn't forget that he's there, because he always will be there. So I hope this was a beneficial video for you all in some type of way, and I hope you share it if it was impactful for you. But make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you can be notified every single time I post a new video. I love you. Christ loves you even more. Remember Matthew 5:14. Always be the light, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.